Hi, everyone. It's me, the Broke Stacker. Welcome to another exciting episode. This is episode 2 of the Broke and Humble Show. Humble Stacker, are you in here with us tonight?
I am. I am. How are you today, bro?
Doing great. Just life is different strokes for different folks, and I tell you what, I keep going with the strokes here. I feel like I just keep a swinging. You know what I mean? We're talking
I feel
about golf terminology, but
yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's a numbers game, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, always staying vigilant and staying after it. It's hard. It's real hard to get ahead. It's real easy to fall behind.
Always, always. That's why you gotta stick to a schedule if you can. You know what I mean? It makes the whole.
Absolutely.
Always,
Yeah.
always. That's why you gotta stick to it. Sorry about that.
Yes, sir. Oh no, you're fine. I just wanted to address the chat. See who's in the chat here right now. Looks like we have in Marsh in the house. Donna McCoy, welcome in. Good to see y'all. Thank you guys so much for coming in. If you guys wouldn't mind, I'm just going to throw it out there. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and really appreciate it here. Yeah, this is our second episode. We're going to try to make this a monthly thing, kind of like the Silver Yankee and Silver Dragons are doing, the Silver Pros every month or two. We're going to try to do this, the Broken Humble Show. We're going to be talking about precious metals, how to acquire them, and well, just positive reinforcement stories in our stacking community and our stacking adventures.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a great way to explain it. Yeah, just I mean, honestly, this is a way for us to reach out to the community and let them know how our journey has been and what we do on our journey, and let them know that everybody's journey is not the same, but they can be similar. And to honestly, just stay diligent, stay to your schedule, and we'll get through it. We got some pretty crazy times ahead of us right now.
Absolutely. Speaking of staying diligent, I put this out here as an example. These are peace dollars. This is a tube I just laid out. I just rolled a tube out on the table here, and this is specifically here to show that stacking, even if you just did one peace dollar a week, this would be 20 weeks of stacking right here, not even 6 months, and you'll have a whole tube of peace dollars. And what's a peace dollar going for nowadays? We got spotted $100 an ounce. For when I first started stacking, these were going for $20 a piece. Sometimes I get them for 18. And now I don't even can anybody help me out in the chat? What's a coal piece dollar going for nowadays? I just don't even know. It's kind of embarrassing to even think about and cringy thinking that you're going to buy some more right now. But at the same time, if you have a goal, stick with it. Dollar cost average.
That's true. Dollar cost average is probably one of the most important things that you can definitely stick to. And definitely, somebody's saying my mic is low. Can you guys hear me okay?
I have you 5x5 on my end, brother.
Okay. All right. Well, if you guys
OTG, welcome in, buddy. OTG is saying a coal piece dollar is going for $73 a piece dollar right now. That's insane to me. I'm flattered and flabbergasted at the same time. It's like when, that's $73 right now. That's a whole tank of gas, if you ask me, and even in your pickup truck. That is
yeah,
awesome. That is a tank of gas right there.
yeah,
And for those of you that don't know, a peace dollar is at a full ounce. It's about 0.77 ounces of silver in this. These are 90% silver, and they're very special. They're not quite like your constitutional junk silver. They just weigh a little bit more than a dollar face, even though it is a dollar. But just not by much. But yeah, the peace dollars are a nice way to get started in your stacking adventures and your stacking journey. It's a good way to get started. If you haven't had one in your hand, I suggest maybe getting at least one or two to put in your stack as a conversation piece and an example piece.
and they're heavy. They add weight.
Yes,
They've got substance to them. You know what I mean? It's not like stacking a quarter or a 50-cent piece. You put this in your hand and you can feel it. You put five
absolutely.
in your hand and you can definitely feel it. You know what I mean? So Definitely something that I would recommend having in your stack is some pieces and maybe even a few Morgans if you can. But make sure, like Broke is showing there, that you see there his pinger he's got. Make sure
Test
you have
your metals.
and you test your metals.
Test, test, test your metals every time. I don't care if they're coming from JM Bullion, AppMax, or whatever. You always test your metals,
Oh,
just
they
in
get
case
fakes
something
too.
slipped through the cracks.
Yeah, they get fakes too. Especially if
Absolutely.
they bought from somebody else and they don't have somebody checking it accurately or whatever the case. Everybody's got to have a first day, and everybody's got to have a Monday. So don't be a victim of that day. So test your metals.
Absolutely. A nice magnet always helps. I usually have one in here, a little pin magnet, but for whatever reason, it's come up missing lately. But yes, always I use a magnet. I use the pocket painter, and if I'm really curious about something and I'm not 100% sure, go to your local coin shop. They have a Sigma Analytics metal tester for coins, and they also, if you have a really good coin shop, they'll have an XRF gun. That's an X-ray machine that'll tell you the exact metal composition of the metal itself.
And don't forget your scale. If you're
And
dealing with
scale.
raw coins, don't forget to weigh it. You can go right to if you're buying constitutional, which you don't really. So listen, unless it's a Morgan, which is highly, highly counterfeited, most of the other ones, like a dime or a quarter, it takes a lot of effort to counterfeit something like that. So most of the time, you're going to get a real coin, but test it. You can never be too sure. And what does it take but an extra 2 seconds of your time to protect? A dime is going for over $7 a dime right now. So 2 seconds of your time to protect over $7 of your money is well worth it, in my opinion.
Absolutely, any a nominal amount. Don't be taken advantage of. And to answer Saint Nick's question there, what if it's slabbed, kind of like this guy right here? I just picked this up this week. This is an MS-70 2004 1/10 ounce American Gold Eagle. I was able to get this in the NGC slab. It wasn't because I wanted the slab, but this was the best example that he had in his store at the time for a 1/10 ounce eagle. It was this or one in the raw, and he was going to offer me this Eater War at the same price. And it's like, oh, of course, I'll take this one over the one that's just out in the raw like that. But to answer your question there, friend, he uses an XRF gun, and the XRF gun will absolutely test this through the slab itself. So no worries there.
Yes, 100%. An XRF will test the metals, and you won't have to worry about it. Even an X-ray. I mean, my dealer could put this in his one that he just sets in there and then closes it. It shoots laser beams through all this stuff right here. And when it hits the metal, it'll pinpoint on it and tell you what the composition is.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how the machine works, but I'm XRF. I'm assuming it uses it's an X-ray machine to a certain degree. It has
Yeah,
the caution radiation sticker on the side of the gun, so
yeah,
I
those
think
things.
it's using
Those things
radiation.
the yellow one, right?
Yes, sir. That
Yeah,
big $30,000 pistol he has.
yeah, yeah. Those things are great. Those XRFs are awesome.
Freaking laser beams, sharks with laser beams, bro.
Sharks with freaking laser beams.
Hey, Voodoo Mama, welcome in. Hidden Numismatist. Anybody else I missed in here? Welcome in. We're glad to have you.
How you
Mimi, welcome in. Anybody else I missed? I apologize. Looks like I've said all the hellos that I missed. Yeah, I apologize. I'm only
doing?
one man.
Magnetic North Adventures, welcome in, welcome in. Always nice to see you, John and Marsh. You guys are all great. I appreciate you all for being here. Our second show, and it looks like we've got a bit of a following already. OC Stackers here,
Absolutely. Heck yeah,
so
you guys
yeah,
rock. You guys are the real rock stars, really. This whole community rocks. It really does.
yes, yes. Bart Cummins is here. Hidden Numismatics, Hidden Numismatist. Excuse me. I'm doing great, and that's quite the new feat with my new teeth, being able to say that without them falling out of my face. So yes, How we doing today, buddy? I appreciate you. I'm doing great. Yeah, I got new dentures now, broke stacker. So I,
Awesome.
yeah, few weeks ago, I had all my teeth taken out. So
So you're
it's been,
so you're saying 2 weeks ago I shouldn't have invited you over to have corn on the cob?
yes, that was a bad idea. Bad idea for me.
So what happened with that? Like what made it where you had to pull your teeth?
Well, so I suffer from advanced periodontal disease where my bones are deteriorating faster than normal. So my teeth were all loose and broken, and so that it was just easier for them to take them all out. I mean, I literally put my hand in my mouth and pulled a whole molar out, root and all.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. That's horrifying, bud. I'm sorry you went through all that
Yeah, but
and stuff.
it's better now. So yeah, we're in the home stretch. I'll be able to use these things soon enough.
Heck
Still
yeah,
trying to
man. Sounds
find
like
it.
you got a good handle on it. You sound just like humble to me. So
Well, perfect, perfect. It's been a battle, but I'm glad it works. I'm glad it's all right.
we're going in the right direction. That's awesome to hear, brother.
Good.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room. Everybody's been talking about it, and I think we should. It would be an injustice to not mention it on the show tonight. $100 silver, $5,000 gold. Where do we go from here?
Where do we go? That's
Yes,
a
sir.
really good question. For me, I'm thinking by the end of the year, $200 silver, $6,500 gold. I think we're gonna
Interesting.
yeah, I think we're gonna have a run. And it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna see ups and we're gonna see downs. So I'm gonna tell you guys this now. With the ups and downs, we're stackers. We've been stacking for a long time. We've been watching silver go on its roller coaster for a long time. The difference now is the swings are going to be bigger, okay? But they're still going to keep swinging like they always do. So keep that in mind when you're stacking and you're watching these prices jump around. You guys, you just got to keep in mind. L says, "Good grief! I thought you guys were on Humble's channel." No, L, we're on Broke's channel for this show. But I appreciate you for being here. Thank you. I'm glad you made it. But the swings are going to be bigger because we're in a higher level now. Okay, but don't don't lose your mud. Is the easiest way for me to say it, right? I mean, don't lose your mud. Don't lose your goal. Remember why we're stacking and that we've gone through these swings before. It was just on a smaller scale. Remember when we gasped when $2 swung when it was a $2 swing? How much of a big swing that was? Now,
Absolutely.
now
It has to do with the percentages. You don't look at it as a dollar amount. Look at it as a percentage amount. We've gone up 100% from $50 up to $100. And for it to have a swing of 10% up or down right now isn't even uncalled for. And especially in a week. In a
yes,
week, we can absolutely see a 10% pullback down to 90. We could see a 10% increase up to 110. It could go either way. And probably what's going to end up happening after these ups and downs is going to destabilize. Now, it is on the upside because the dollar, unfortunately, the purchasing power has weakened considerably. Like,
oh my,
and
oh my,
especially if we end up doing a stimulus or we keep losing bonds. There seems to be a flight to safety right now. We're losing lots of bonds and treasuries. We're an exporter country. We export debt. That's what we're really good at doing. We export debt in the form of treasuries and bonds.
and we have
And
been for years.
yes, sir. And because of our statement to the world with Russia during the whole Ukraine pain, where we froze their U.S. bonds or assets, what was it to the tune of like $600 billion U.S. in bonds or treasuries, whatever it was,
Yeah,
and we froze that. That sent a message to the world. Maybe the dollar isn't so safe anymore for them. So it's making other countries second guess, even allies now. So in that regard, I believe that we're going to see dumping of more U.S. treasuries and bonds, not because they want to, but because we've kind of forced their hand a little bit by those actions. And I'm not saying it was our current president. It was the last president that did that. Was it the right thing to do? I'm not exactly sure, but time will tell. There will be repercussions because of those actions, and I think we're seeing it now. We're just seeing the very beginning of it right now. Not to say that I don't love the U.S. dollar. God bless America, and just about everything I've ever bought in my whole life is in U.S. dollars. Even most of my savings throughout the most of my entire life was in U.S. dollars. But what message are you sending to the world when you say basically we can do whatever we want, we're going to get away with it? We, like Donald Trump said, we hold all the cards. But would you want to hold your savings in something that could be taken away at somebody's whim? I personally wouldn't want to do that. That's why I don't really put a lot in the bank. So that's I see what from the angle of other countries and other banks and all that stuff, why they're proceeding with caution. And right now, it looks to me like a flight to safety.
I think that's exactly what it is. Honestly, you're watching people that are so because they're watching their buying power disappear. All the people that would normally have their money in stocks, bonds, even though the market's been changing for the last 10 years in stocks and bonds, which is actually become a 40-40-20 now. 40 stocks, 40 bonds, 20 precious metals in a lot of cases. And there was a time because I mean, not to say much for my background, but I was I'm was licensed with the SEC and all that other stuff. So I don't give financial advice, but I'm familiar with the way things were. And there was a time where you would say precious metals to a financial advisor, and he would laugh at you. Right now, you say precious metals to a financial advisor, and he's like, "Yes, we should have at least 20% in there." So, um, if you were ahead of the curve, you were a whole lot better. But just man, I'll be honest with you. With the debt, you're seeing so many people rush out of that and to get into precious metals because it is secured and it is what it's supposed to be. And BRICS nations, if that's them doing their thing, Venezuela, Greenland, we got so much political uncertainty right now. It is nuts. People run to what is safe and what is known to be safe, and what is that? That's gold. And right now it's silver. So it's pretty crazy times right now, man. Pretty crazy.
Absolutely, flight to safety, like we said, not just outside the U.S. dollar, but in other physical, tangible assets. Precious metals being one of them, and just commodities. Period. Commodities, metals. I mean, look how much
One,
freaking just freaking aluminum. How much aluminum is China sitting on right now? It's like just anything and everything they can get their hands on that they know the price in nominal dollars is going to only increase for the same amount of product.
yes, yeah, and we are like you said, we are actually in a commodities war when it comes to precious metals and oil and shipping rights and waterways. We are in a commodities war with the East and the West right now, and it's crazy. We're also in an AI race with China to see who can come up with the fastest AI and the best AI. So we're in very very crazy times that the past can't predict. There was a time where
Absolutely.
there was a time where you could look at the past and say, okay, well historically this happens, so in this time frame it will more than likely happen again. So I'm going to pull back. You can't say that now. You all you can say is hold on to your bootstraps. I hope it's going to be all right.
Yeah, brace for impact. Gotta be prepared, guys. We're stackers in this community, and we're also. I would like to think that a lot of us were also prepper stackers, not just in precious metals, but also in brass and copper. And yeah, even if you stack 100 pounds of rice and probably 50 pounds of beans, and about a 55-gallon drum of water, you're
That's
about
valuable.
ready for anything. You wouldn't have to leave your house for a few months if you had at least those three items. Now,
Yeah.
granted, you're going to want some energy to cook with that. Make sure you got some, like a little butane camp stove, something like that, a little Coleman. And yeah, make sure you're covered. Cover your ass, not just you, but your whole family too. You got to feed everybody. Imagine if you were not able to go to the store, say it went like Cuba or something like that. You go to the store maybe once a month and get a can of food if you're lucky. Imagine if it turned into that. I mean, we all kind of experienced it recently with the whole COVID pandemic thing. Like, imagine it wasn't just freaking toilet paper. Imagine it was all goods all across the board, and you weren't able to get those things. You got to be prepared. Not to say that that's going to happen. God forbid it ever does. But if you don't cover your ass, nobody else will.
That's a fact. That's a fact. CYA. And I'll be honest with you, there's so much truth in what you said. We're stackers. We stack silver, we stack gold. But honestly, I stack beans, I stack rice, I stack ammunition. And let me tell you, let's just talk on ammunition for one quick second. I'm sure,
Mhm.
Brooke, you're probably in the same area. I know OC is as well. Um, you can stack all you want. You can hoard all the food you want. You can have preparations for 10 years. But if you're not tough enough to hold on to it when people come looking for it, it doesn't matter. So make sure you can protect this stuff that you're stacking. Okay, so take care of yourselves and protect yourselves the way you need to if you have to. So do not, yes, stack brass and lead. It would not be a bad idea if you guys can. I'm not saying to do that, but just make sure that you can protect what you're actually stacking.
That's right. God made man, and Colt made man equal.
Yeah, yeah. God made
So,
man, God made man equal. That is 100% accurate. That's a great saying from them.
yes, sir. Yeah, if you're not able to store and hold on to your things, you're accumulating for the next strongest guy. Like,
Essentially, that's what I was getting at. Yes, you're stacking for the.
hopefully it never comes down to that. Hopefully we don't go all Walking Dead and freaking Negan comes out with a bat. You know what I'm saying? But uh, at one point or another, you're holding it. That's fine, but it's first person a liability. If you can't hold on to it, it's gonna fall out of your hands.
And that's why they say don't talk about your stack, so people
Correct.
don't know that you have it. So don't talk about what you stacked, like seeds and all that other stuff, because if they know where you live and they know that you stack it, they'll be the ones coming to look for it because they know that you have it. So
Absolutely.
it's always the person you least expect as well. So just
Right.
protect.
There's your community, your inner circle, and even then, be very leery because at what point are they starving? Are they going to say it's you or me? I hate to say
Oh
it
yeah,
that way.
we remember.
Even your own flesh and blood, if they get desperate enough, they're going to do something.
Well, they say that you're actually when you get stolen from, in most of the time, it's from a family member.
Or
So
somebody that blabbed their mouth from a family member.
yes,
Yes.
just be careful. Crossbow bolts are great. I have a crossbow that'll go through a wall if I wanted to. You
Hmm.
know, so yeah, just keep in mind you don't have to have a gun to be able to protect yourself, but you have to be proficient in the weapon you're choosing. Because if
Absolutely.
you have a
Training.
knife and you let them take it from you, it doesn't matter. If you have a gun and you're not willing to use it, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Just be
Right.
careful.
And always be prepared. Just remember, if you lose control of whatever set weapon in defense of your life, it can get turned around back on you. So have a
Yeah,
plan B, C, D, keep going, so on and so
yeah.
forth.
But the best plan is to just not talk about what you got.
Yes, sir. Try to stay positive. Like we like to share our success stories here a little bit, but at the same time, you know, be careful. There's a reason I don't show my face on here. I believe it or not, I am a little paranoid.
Yeah, no, I get it. I've shown my face recently a few times, and it's definitely different, and it took me talking myself into it a little bit to do it. But I did say that when I did get my teeth and I was okay to talk and everything was fine, that I was going to be on camera more because it's a direction I want to take my channel. It's for me. I think that's going to be different, and I'm going to go that direction. But that's me. Um, I don't. I'm not as paranoid. Maybe I have out plans already for if things do hit the fan. I have a go bag in my vehicle. I know a direction that I'm going that has seeds, solar panels, and all that other things to be prepared if I do need to. So I have all of my stuff ready to go, and I'm proficient in what I'm using to protect myself. So I will be okay for what I can do. And I don't
Yeah.
keep everything here. All of my stuff, most of my metals, what you see here is a very small portion of my savings account that I've stacked. Everything else is held offsite. So when you come for what I have, if I can't protect it, you can have it because ultimately it's a fraction of what I've actually been able to put together that I just don't even keep here. So it doesn't matter.
Absolutely. That's the best way to do it. Even if you got a freaking hole in the ground somewhere, you know what I mean, and a treasure map hidden somewhere, but that's going to be better than like I said, first party responsibility. There's no second party risk. You have first party risk. It's ultimately up to you. Now,
Yes,
whether you have it off site or in a secured facility, vaulted, whatever, a friend's house with 100 Rottweilers around it, whatever you got to do. I mean, do have another level of security there, because that in itself can be an issue.
yes, yes, yeah. And just be careful. That's all. Just be careful. Cover your own.
Yes,
Do
sir.
what we do. Do what we do. But on a lighter note, $100 silver, $100 silver. So your average dime is selling for over $7 a piece right now.
Is it really?
Yes, $7
Oh
dime.
my! No, you're lying.
No,
Wow, that's incredible. That's really incredible. I'm glad you went
103
that
divided
way
by
with it.
14.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
103 divided by 14. You're glad I went this way with it? Go ahead.
I'm glad you went that way with it, with the smaller, the fractional, because I was going the other way with it. I got this the other day. This is a 10-ounce bar. We're at $100 an ounce silver, 103.33 the last time I looked, and this right here is a freaking $1,000.
I know, right? Wow.
It's insane. It's insane. I'm
That would
flabbergasted and
just melt.
I just giggle every time I think about that. I need that physical representation of the actual measurement in my hand to see it. And man, is it this is true value is finally coming to fruition, or is the true value of the dollar finally coming to fruition?
It's it's not the value of the silver going up or even the gold going up, you guys. It's the value of our dollar going down. And that's what a lot of people don't realize is when we see $500 silver, that means our dollar buying power is so diminished at that point that we're in a lot of trouble. And
Absolutely.
I like to think $500 silver is amazing, and yes, it is. But when bread is $22 a loaf, it doesn't matter if silver's $500 an ounce. Does that make sense?
Exactly. It doesn't. It doesn't matter. Zero multiplied by zero, anything is still zero.
Yes. So it's just, if we get to $500 silver, things are going to be rough all the way around. And it's just we got some crazy times coming up. That's all. We got some pretty crazy
Absolutely.
times.
I wanted to address the chat right here real quick before we get going. Hidden Numismatist, have a good night. Thank you so much. OTG still in the house. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome. You're the OGs over here. Taking a
Rock
look
Moss is
here on
here.
anybody else. We got L in the house. Hi, L.
Magnetic tell Deneen we said hi. Thank you. She's great. Yes,
Rock'em
she's awesome. I love Elle.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, the $100 silver, $5,000 gold. I don't have a gold coin here other than this 1/10, but just spot price alone, this is $500.
Yeah, yeah. Remember when we were paying 230 for them, 240 for them? I mean,
That's right.
it's pretty crazy right now what gold is doing in itself. Um, and yeah, I got some. I mean, I got an O1 here that I was showing off a second ago. It's just a 69, but
Nice.
still, it's a 1/10. I love my 1/10 Panda, but listen, guys, whether it's a 1/10 or a 1 gram or whatnot, just if you can stack it. Because it all adds up. And if you're finding yourself with an extra little this or an extra little that, and you're thinking about doing something with it, buy a dime, buy a gram. Just keep diligent to your stack, and you're gonna watch it grow because it is growing. And I'm thinking $200 silver by the end of the year, and about 6,500 in gold. Yeah, dude,
I was
I'm
gonna
thinking
I
that's
was
when.
gonna ask you on that. I was gonna ask you that. Why those numbers specifically? Why are you picking those as your guess?
So the reason I'm thinking silver is going to double this year. Now the reason I'm thinking this is because of we're going to be needing the West is going to catch up with the world when it comes to their pricing worldwide. Okay, it has to. Okay, it's going to have to. It's going to have to get closer to what everybody else is doing when it comes to trading. With China doing its chokehold on the amount of silver that they produce and refine and then send out to the rest of the world because it's 75% of the world's silver gets refined through China. I don't think people realize how big that number is when it comes to the amount of silver that's being refined. Now, we can crank up the refineries. We can crank up all kinds of stuff. Now, if we're not mining the silver, that's why Greenland's so important. That's why Venezuela and Mexico soon enough and Canada will all be important because we need all of these precious metals to contain and fight in this commodities war that we're in. So
Gotcha.
the reason my numbers are so high is because we're going to have to finally put a true value on it. And with our dollar dropping the way that it is, those numbers are not far fetched by any means, in my opinion.
As it's measured by the dollar in dollars. Yes. So I have a theory myself. So bear with me here. It's a bit of a stretch. I'm just kind of piecing things together. They may or may not be there and exist. Um, there's a couple things that can cause the precious metals to go freaking bananas. One of them would be huge. It would be if the U.S. defaulted on its debt, but I don't think it's going to do that. They always pick the easier path. They're going to do money printing, which is going to double it in itself, right?
Yeah.
But the other side of it is, and I've heard it from multiple sources, is a possibility that could make it go bananas. Any country that remonetizes precious metals as their everyday commerce or their currency, that will make the spot prices go bananas. But here's a theory with what attaching to what you just said there, and I've heard it on other occasions as well. Yes, as far as above ground silver goes, China's holding on to about 65, 70% of it in the world right now. And why are they doing that? They're accumulating it at an alarming rate. Why are they doing that? Are they planning on to be that country to remonetize silver as the basis of their currency? Because
Well,
if
like
the
ninety
U.S.
percent of
doesn't do
solar
it,
panels come out of China, don't they? And the
there's
solar
that too
panels.
for industry. I'm talking about monetization.
Okay,
Yes,
monetization. Yes.
industry is one thing, but to
Yeah.
monetize the metals again and make them actual currency for everyday commerce, such as what we used to do pre 1964 and pre 33,
Yeah.
if if not just a major powerhouse did it, but the second largest economy in the world does it, that is absolutely going to make it go bananas. It's going to be probably $50,000 gold and $1,000 freaking silver. That would make it go absolutely parabolic. Like this would be nothing that we've seen in the last few months. This would be nothing in comparison.
Yeah. That is more than capable as well. War would also make it go parabolic at this point. There's so many different black swan events that can happen this next year that will cause silver to go the way that I predicted it's going to go. Those numbers are not far fetched by any means.
Absolutely. I don't know about the end of this year, but as far as on a tear right now with silver continuously going up at an alarming rate, maybe not this fast. Maybe it'll slow down a little bit at about $140 an ounce. I'm thinking at one point, um, but after that it'll go a little sideways. I'm thinking for a little bit, but then like you were saying, a black swan event probably third quarter this year coming up.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think I think I can
that
see
could
it
happen.
hitting about $300. I can see it hitting $300.
It
No,
could
without the
go up.
black swan event going there, I'd say somewhere between 140 to 200. Yes, as far as silver goes. And depending on if there's a war or not, if there's a full blown war somewhere, something just goes really bananas, or maybe aliens come down and touch down, and we have a freaking civil war, and we go full Independence Day here. Uh, maybe that'll also put gold well above that 6,800 mark. Maybe it'll be 7,500. I'm not sure. Could it possibly, if silver doubles? Couldn't it be a possibility that gold would as well?
Yeah, and even if gold shoots up, it's gonna drag silver with it. It always does. But I mean, we could still see a big increase when it comes to the GSR going higher. We could see it dip low, but keep in mind when it dips low, you're gonna see a lot of sell off. So then it's gonna jump back up soon. So just if you're gonna play the GSR, make sure you time it right. If that's the case, and have your plan in place before you do it. So, or before you plan to do it, that way you're not number 14 and he's only helping 10. You know what I mean?
Right. So maybe we're not looking at gold and silver prices stabilizing. Maybe we need to look at the dollar purchasing power stabilizing after they've demonetized or devalued the currency to the point where they can actually make the debt sustainable and manageable. Would that put maybe that would put gold at 10,000 and put silver at 300, and
Well,
then it goes sideways. I don't know.
if they revalue the gold to get rid of all the debt, for instance, they'd have to put it at like $65,000 an ounce or something, or like
Some
40.
ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't
So
think they're going to do that. I don't feel like they're going to do that. Yeah, yeah, it could be a trump card. So, all else fails, that is something they can do, but I don't think they're to that point yet. They still have control of the dollar. They can still print money into oblivion, and they can continue to kick the can down the road. Why wouldn't they?
well, because the world's stopping not using our dollar as the currency anymore, that would be the first reason.
Yeah, the flight to safety right
Yeah,
now.
the flight to safety.
And at that point, there's going to be money printing after all the bonds are out, all the treasuries are out, and all those chickens come home to roost. There might be a good possibility. They're like, oh yeah, don't worry, we got you. And they just print it, print it, print it, and they print that $39 trillion of debt, they just print it out. Now every dollar that you have is worth 50 cents or less.
Yes. Our
So,
buying power is already diminished a lot. Wait till they do that.
and because they won't be able to export the debt at that point anymore, they paid off their debts, but now the dollar's only worth 50 cents of purchasing power, and the price of everything across the board has just doubled. And now everybody can't afford anything. Now you have a runaway effect in the economy, and you have to print more and print more and print more. Is that the beginning of the hyperinflation that so many other currencies have fallen into the doom loop, if you will? I'm not sure. Is that going to happen next year? Probably not. Is it going to happen in the next 20 years? Maybe. I don't know. Time will tell. We'll all find out together.
I think we're kind of already in the hyperinflationary period, and it's only getting worse. They're just
Inflation, yes. Hyperinflation, no.
it,
So, were you able to see that video I posted this the other day, measuring things in metals and in ounces and not in dollars?
I was
I,
able to watch part of it. I didn't get a chance to watch all of it. I'll be honest with you.
yeah, so it wasn't a really long term video. It was just to cover the last 6 years of price changes and how much metal can actually buy you versus what dollars could still buy you today. But my point is, how much further will that continue to escalate in the next coming years? And is there going to be anything that could slow it down?
Uh, well, I, I don't know.
I know it's a complicated question with an even more complicated answer.
Yes, yeah, right. So that's a very hard question to answer without a graph and a pie chart and all that other stuff. I'm just kidding. I couldn't answer that though. It's a very difficult answer, and it would all be hypothetical, anyways, isn't it? I mean, because we don't quite know what it's going to do. Um, right. That's yeah. I'm stumped.
Yeah, so inflation right now, for sure. Definitely we have inflation. Hyperinflation, no, not yet. Your Big Mac in the last 6 years went from 4.89 over to $6.01. We'll see what it does at the end of this year. I don't know. It might double. But instead of $6 and then in a year it would be $12. No, it would be like $6 this year, $100 next year, $1,000 the year after that, 100,000 the year after that. That's hyperinflation.
I got you. So
So we're not there yet. We're definitely experiencing high inflation though.
very high. Loaf of bread's twice as much as it was 6 months ago.
I'm sorry?
Loaf of bread's twice as much as it was 6 months ago.
Was it really? Is it really?
I mean,
I've been very fortunate. Mrs. Brokestacker's been baking me fresh bread. I'm not gonna lie. I just been buying the sacks of flour. So
yeah, no, the hyperinflation's got to double per month, and I get that. But yeah, it's pretty bad right now.
absolutely. If I missed anybody in the chat, I apologize. Let's take a look at the chat real quick. UPS truck just dropped off a package at my house. Ooh, OC Stacker. I'm very curious. You're gonna have to share with us what that is later. OTG says, I am buying gold and platinum right now. Anyways, I don't care what silver does until like April. Okay, yeah, I agree with you. The news in which we're going to be receiving around that time is also going to play a factor because Jerome Powell will be stepping down. What is that? May 15th or so, so middle of May. Don't quote me on that. That's what I'm hearing. And we'll have a new chairman of the board for the Federal Reserve in place that is allegedly going to be more dovish. And after these allegations that Trump has put on, criminal allegations on to Jerome Powell, the market's been planning and kind of factoring that in right now, is what I feel like. But there's also other contributing factors. Yeah, the whole stupid Greenland thing. I'm going to buy Greenland. Yeah, okay. It's like you want to buy a horse. You don't approach the farmer and say, I want to buy your horse. He's going to tell you no. But he approached the farmer and says he wants to buy the farm. But really, he just did his original intention, ended up just buying the horse.
Yeah.
So he's getting his way. It's fine. It's kind of, if you've ever seen how he does his deals and all that, that was his original intent in the first place. And this whole notion of, oh, I'm going to buy the farm is kind of outlandish. Like, I mean, who knows? Maybe they would have sold it or whatever to us, but I doubt it. It's not the first time Greenland's been trying to be acquired by the United States. So
Yeah,
it's in their best. It's in their best interest to hold on to said asset and play nice with the United States, and everybody's happy. So it's fine.
yeah, that's the best play for them right now. They get a lot of backing right now anyway, so I seriously doubt that we're going to be buying Greenland or acquiring it anytime soon. But who knows? Trump went in and took over Venezuela.
Right. OC Stacker says it's not for me. One of my daughters. Oh, nice. Was it a car delivered from eBay? Just kidding. Yeah. Hopefully, you got your daughter. They're on the right track of stacking. I'm sure you do, OC Stacker. Congratulations. Having a beautiful family and making good moves. See who else we have here in the chat. We have Renee says, OC, careful, it might be a glitter bomb. Nice. Wouldn't that be a delightful thing to send somebody?
Oh, that would be crazy.
Yeah, April Fools.
Those Porch Pirate videos are awesome.
Oh yeah, and man, that the doldrums of society or any indication of what how to protect yourself. There you go. That's one of them. If it didn't happen on camera, it didn't happen at all, right? So cameras are a good security point at home as well, guys. So if you don't already have one, place a camera or two. Don't even tell anybody about them. That way, nobody knows to turn them off, and just have them carefully placed. And that way, you can always have a 99% better chance of recovering your property if it ever did go that way.
To answer L's question, how do you like Congress approving the stop switch on 2026 cars so they can stop
switch? Oh yeah, that's been going on since OnStar came out in like 2003. I mean, if you have a Chevy with OnStar, they've been able to do that for over 20 years on you. Now to implement that across on all cars across the board, I tell you what, if you got a car that has one of those Wi-Fi hookups to it and can do Starlink and all that stuff, Skynet, whatever you want to call it, they could probably already do that now, to be honest with you. Especially like the Teslas, all the 100% electric ones. There is a way they can manipulate that vehicle, and personally, I would never buy one. So that's just me. I prefer my good old. I would prefer an OBD1 early '90s car over that. Thank you.
Yeah, I drive a carbureted car.
Nice. What are you driving?
Well, I mean, my commuter, my main car that I drive, is an 07 Santa Fe. That being said, I have a air-cooled Volkswagen that's at my disposal.
Oh, nice.
For when the time comes. And I love cars like that.
Oh, absolutely.
No oil, no coolant. And it always starts and it always runs. So
you got points and condenser. You're immune to the EMPs. You'll be fine. And you got a stick shift, so you don't even need the battery or the starter. You just get a rolling start and you're going.
Yep. Compression.
Love it. Again, being prepared.
Yeah. So I mean, I have access to things that, I mean, I just don't have in the city. I just have to make a small drive. And I can make a small backpack ride, a small backpacking trip if I need to. I can still get to where I need to go. So just having an out plan is the most important thing, guys.
Absolutely. Even if you have a freaking bicycle, I mean, come on, have a plan B.
Yeah.
That might be plan C or D. I got a horse or two myself, so that works for me.
I love riding horses. I grew up riding horses, so yeah, no,
Nice.
that's great. Grew up in 4-H, so I know how to raise animals. I know how to farm. So yeah, I mean, being multi-skilled is good, and if you don't have those skills, find somebody that does, because there might be a time where we need them, and where they don't have skills, you might. So you could be a good team. Just make sure you have an out plan. That's important.
Absolutely. Oh, can I share something with you really quick?
Of course.
Check this out, man. I'll save this one for last. This one's kind of cool. But check these out. I got these for Christmas. I got some really nice old books right here. This is an outline of ancient Greek coins by Zan whatever Hawkins. If I'm not mistaken, this was in the 60s. This book was written and published in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. I got some really cool vintage coin books, if you will, recently, and I thought it was just really cool. I'd like to share that with you guys. I'll be doing a video on some of these in the future. But yeah, look, this get your subscription, only $3.50 a year, $4 Canadian. That is just so cool. The Whitman Numismatic Journal, like this, really cool to see some actual books from a bygone age. I mean, this would be something my grandfather might have been able to read back in the day. It's got some nice illustrations for what this book was and when it was made in the 60s. It's actually a pretty nicely done book. So we got that one there. This one's the ancient Greek coins. What is this one? We have gold coins of the Americas with values from Robert B. Harris. Let's take a look here. I'm just curious what the published date was.
Good though, because it says Americas. So yeah,
Right.
That's awesome. In Canada.
See if there's
No Canada.
is Canada part of the Americas? I feel like it is. I don't see a published date on this. I could have swore this one was. Oh no, that's 1750 date, New Hampshire coins. There, I could have swore I saw Dane published. Oh, here it is, August 1971. So this is a nice older book here from Wisconsin. Very cool. And then this one is Roman coins and their values. Shibi, something like that. These ones are that's kind of cool too. But yeah, just I got some really cool books over. This is from 1970 for over the Christmas break there, and I've been meaning to do a video on these. I just haven't even had a chance to crack these open. These are like new, and well, I tell you what, I'm going to be trying to do a video or two on these books in the future. So keep an eye out for that, guys. Just it's really cool. Do you guys have any older coin books you'd like to share, or know of any really good ones? Please let me know down in the comments. That'd be awesome. Oh, and the best for last. Let me pull this one out. I thought this one was pretty interesting. This was originally sold for $1. The official guide to Confederate money and Civil War tokens, tradesmen and patriotic. Grover Criswell and Herb Roseman. I thought this was really cool. It's just a fully illustrated price listing and pricings of Confederate money. This one's been around for a minute, but it was sold for $1. What's that tell you?
Yeah.
Also 1971. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they have all the Confederate bills and all that stuff in here. Very curious that they had a lot of coins. Oh yeah, they had their own coinage as well. This would be a good page turner here just to see what they actually had back in the day. This is another an illustration of history for history, right?
Yes.
Yeah, very cool.
That the coins of the Americas book. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Canada is part of North America. I completely spaced on that. But when was it published? You said 71.
I think one was 69. A lot of them were right around 1970s, 69, 70, 71, all those books. So it was pretty cool.
When was the gold maple leaf made?
The gold maple leaf. I have a video where I did no, that is one I meant to do a video on, was the Canadian maple leaf. And I've been meaning to do that for the coin of the week videos. Didn't last very long. I only did about 9 of those. They seem to have a good following. I need to get back into making those again. I just haven't had the time. But yeah, I believe that was the next video I planned on doing for a coin of the week video, was the Canadian maple leaf.
So I'm wondering
Yep.
what Canada's gold coin was back then or previous, because that it would have been up to that point, right? So would it be a because French Canadian, right? So would it be like a franc, a 20?
French francs, yes, French francs. I'm assuming would have been through there. It's kind of like the early colonial Americas. They used a plethora of coins from all around the world. There's the dollars and all that stuff. They
Gotcha.
it would have been a kind of a mixed mash of different currencies from around the world, because they didn't have their own mint back then. So everything pretty much would have been imported at that point.
Yeah. That's gonna be an interesting book.
Yeah, depending on how far back you go. As far as 1970, yeah, Canada had their own dollars. I believe their everyday currency up to a certain point there was 80% silver on their coinage. Gold coins, I'm not so sure about, but yeah, that's a whole another chapter you have to read into this for Canada, or any country for that matter. This it shows a history of the currency, not just in that region, but partially of the world too. It's currency, no matter where you go and what point of history, it shows history and it tells a story. Fascinating. I freaking love older coins. I really do. I mean, right down to a freaking peace dollar. Am I right? This tells a story in itself. For those of you that don't know, the peace dollar came out in 1921 after World War One. As a, it's we're at peace. That's why we had the resting eagle. He's not swooping in and ready to go attack us. It came out in 21 because we were finally at peace after World War One. So this is again another piece of history. Every coin will tell you a history behind it, but it's up to you to do the research and figure out why.
Yeah, for sure. So Raspberry Hedgehog says she's in your live in your live, but every time her comments go up, they disappear really quick.
Interesting. I was gonna say I haven't seen her at all in the live chat.
Yeah, she said she messaged me on Discord saying she's there, but every time she messages, it just disappears.
Very peculiar. No, I haven't blocked anybody or anything like that. That's very peculiar. Maybe it's time to do an update. Hell, heck, it could be an update needed on my end. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so if you're there, Raspberry, we know you're there. Thank you.
Yes,
Sorry
thank you
that
for coming in, Raspberry. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. And
sorry.
yeah, guys, not just gold and silver going through the roof right now. We got platinum and palladium going through the roof. I think palladium just started taking a tear because platinum is up so high, and they're supplementing the platinum with palladium. So as time goes on, where they can substitute and make substitutions, they will. But silver is one of those ones they just can't really substitute. It's the best thermal conductor. It has the best connectivity of any electric for electricity of any metal. Circuitry, there's just no substitution for it. I mean, there's poor substitution for it, but where you can't have a poor substitution, there's no substitution for it. So
For
moving
sure.
forward, we're going to see the other metals also try to catch up with all the others. Now, is that going to increase, decrease the industry demand for any of them? If anything, I think it's going to increase all of them across the board, especially with all the AI stuff we're doing right now, microprocessors and everything else. They're going to need precious metals to do so.
Oh yeah, uh, they are a lot with especially the solid state batteries coming out too. So those are taking up a lot of silver industry wise. But copper is, you see a boom in copper right now because they need wiring, and That's just what's going to happen. All metals are going up. But stacking copper. Stacking copper. Let's talk about stacking copper.
Absolutely.
What do you think about stacking copper, bro?
If you are looking for specific pieces and you really just like, oh man, I gotta have that. That's fine, one or two pieces. Don't go stacking a metric ton of it at home though. I mean, if you see something you really like and that's what you want to use or have in your stack as well, yeah, go ahead and pick up a few pieces. I mean, if you really love something, go after it and just enjoy it. Just kind of like some of these broke stacker pours right here. Am I right? This is from the very first batch of pours I did in 2023 when I started pouring. I've been pouring for over 2 years, 3 years. I've been pouring for 3 years now. This is a little memento for myself to remember where I started. This came out of the very first batch. I did a batch of 6 honeybee rounds here, hexagonal rounds in 2023, and this was number 6. No, there's like a stigma with the number 6 there. Heck, I didn't even do the serial number in the center back then. I did it down here. Isn't that crazy? It's just funny how it's all evolved. The craftsmanship's gone through the years, and it's really cool though. To have some keepsakes. Like, yeah, I do sell my pieces, but there's a couple pieces I really would prefer not to sell. Like one of my first copper buttons right here. This is before I started serializing them and putting any other thing on there. Before I even had my hallmark.
Yeah,
pretty cool. I still got this one. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to sell this one. I really like it. This is one of the first of the Angels bars that I do for the silver there. Or I'm sorry, copper there. This one's number 3. Again, one of the first batches. Very cool. But everything I got. And thank you guys. Thank you for not buying my 925, my sterling pours back when I was trying to sell these for about 200. These are 5 ounces. Thank you guys so much. You did me such a favor. Thank you guys. Like I said, it's no sweat off my back if I hold on to my metal. Thank you guys so much. Again, my pockets are empty. My wallet is empty, but my pockets are full. So.
But stacking copper, definitely not something that I would recommend doing because of the premium you're paying on it. Now, if you're sitting
absolutely, physical copper. No, you're going to get it as scrap for basically next to nothing. Maybe a little bit there. Maybe go scrap it. That's fine. But honestly, if you really want to invest in copper, maybe do some junior mining stocks, just in the stock market period, because you can get stocks to it when basically access or claims of tons of copper without ever actually putting your hands on it. That might be a better way to go. I'm not an advocate for that as far as silver and gold goes. I'd rather just hold it and own it on those because they take up a lot less space. But let's be honest, tons of copper versus a few ounces of silver, a few ounces of gold, that's a big difference where you're stacking, right? And the physical.
Yeah. Now, if you got a few 100 ounces and you're sitting on it and you got the space for it, whatever, stack what makes you happy. But you're not going to see any kind of return on it for 15 years, something like that, before it really has a huge boom, if it is going to really boom. So mostly if you're going to do copper, it would be better to do it probably on paper. But there will be a time where copper could potentially boom, but do I stack it actively? No. If somebody gives me a round, am I going to put it in my rounds? Of course. I'm not going to throw it away.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have giveaways. You have sometimes a deal will come up. You'll be able to get one for based next to nothing. Yeah, that's okay. Especially if you really like it. You like the design. Yeah, go for it. But personally, I probably have less than 50 pounds of copper on site right now. So. What do I stack a lot of it? No, but there are a few things that I really like, and there's a few things I have just for like keepsakes and all that stuff. And then, like I said, where little things to remind myself where I started, like
Yes.
stuff like that. But yeah, I wouldn't stack it by the metric ton in your backyard. That's just not how I would do it.
No. If you got the room like T-Bird Stacking does, because he's got like 3,000 pounds of it, then
Wow, that's a lot.
then do it. But I don't have space for 3,000 tons of or 3,000 pounds of copper. I live in an apartment. You know what I show you guys is a small little amount of what I keep around here. Everything else is somewhere else. But copper is definitely something I don't have space for when it comes to stacking like that. For it to really be worth something in the long run. Could it? Yes, it will eventually. And I'll stack a little, I'll hold on to a little bit of it during that interim. But I got 15 years in me still, bro. So I can wait 15 years to see if it does something.
Absolutely, nothing wrong with that. And if worst comes to worst, I pass it down to the next generation. It's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't take any of this stuff with you. Let's be honest.
that's
So
true. And this is my savings account, anyways. It's not like it's my full retirement, but it's gonna definitely help quite a bit.
right, and there's also other forms of copper you can get that actually do have a little bit more numismatic value, like some Indian head cents,
Uh
some
huh.
older colonial copper 1 cent out there. Those are you probably could stack some coins like that, but as far as just the raw material, I wouldn't really be stacking it by the ton. That's just me. But who knows? Maybe it goes to $100 tomorrow, and we're all wrong. So
Yeah,
cover your bases and diversify. That's the best advice I can give you, if any at all. Nice. What do you have there? What is that?
so 52D MS65 red.
Nice.
It's funny, I've got a few of these things around. I didn't actively buy them. They just kind of came as small wins over on whatnot. Um, but the minute they fucking, excuse my language, the minute they stopped running the penny, they these went up in value. They almost doubled in value for a piece of copper.
Nice. Got
So
War in the house. War is in the chat there. Thank you for coming in, War. We also have Well I Am Me in the house. William Me, thank you for coming in. Anybody else that I missed you, I apologize. I try to do my best to do the chat here, guys. It's just makes for such interesting conversation. It's easy to get to start ignoring the chat. I apologize. Oh, you guys want to see what else I got recently? I
yeah,
got
what you
some.
got?
I got some sterling
Show off.
for really cheap. So this is probably like maybe an ounce right here, and I have about another 10 ounces of sterling or so. I plan on making another bracelet soon, so I'm going to be pouring an ingot maybe tomorrow of 925 sterling. Pour that ingot and have that ready to go for hammering out another bracelet. So
Sweet.
that'd be actually my very first 925 sterling bracelet. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. So I think I'm finally going to find the time to do it. That's going to be I got to at least get the ingot poured and ready to go, and then I can actually do it.
That's gonna be exciting.
Absolutely, you gotta love it, man. You really do.
Yeah, I mean, making an ingot, roll it. Are you gonna roll it out or hammer it out?
Hammer it out. I just like
Or,
this one. This was 100% hammered out on the anvil. I annealed it with the MAP gas, hammered it, annealed it, hammered it, annealed it. It was a very, very lengthy process, but I was very happy with the result. I wear this thing every freaking day, and I just love, love, love it.
nice. That's awesome, man. I can't wait to see the sterling one come out.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's something I've been wanting to do for over a year now. Ever since I made this one, honestly, I just slowly just been accruing little bits of sterling silver. I'm going to melt down and turn it into something really cool. This is a 925 sterling ring. It's kind of cool, but It was again in his going to the schmelter pile at my local coin shop. This was before the whole thing going on with the 925 and the 90% right now, where the schmelters won't even touch it, which is unfortunate for them, but it's a buying opportunity for us, if you ask me.
Oh
It's
yeah,
the
they
cheapest.
will bite eventually.
It is the cheapest form of silver you can get right now. Is either 90% constitutional or your 925 sterling, like I showed you my little junk pile here. But I'm going to melt it down and make it into something cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Remember, everyone, you can stack on the cheap hitting the garage sales and secondhand shops. That is true in March. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, every stacker will do their best to acquire their metals for the cheapest price. I think that's kind of the motto of a stacker, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Stack what you can for as low as you can.
So stack what you can when you can.
Yep, yep, yep. Just stack it low.
Absolutely. But yeah, I'm starting to lose my voice here a little bit, Humble. This has been a fantastic show. Let's do this again in about another 3 weeks or so. Again, the way my schedule is right, Lee, I've only get every third Saturday off. So we'll do this in a few more Saturdays, guys. Keep an eye out for us on episode 3. That'll be in 3 weeks. I'll make sure I do like I did tonight with the link, so you guys have a nice reminder there. You just click on that and on the notification for it, and it'll pop up on you. I know it's. I'll probably put it out at least a few days out, just like I did this week. I'm not going to put it 3 weeks out and have everybody forget about it. So yeah, keep an
No.
eye out for that, everyone. And we'll do this again about every third Saturday or so. I'd say.
Hey, Brooke, do you want to pour a gold button for me?
Oh man, I'd be so nervous to do so. I could. I could. What? You just want a button?
Well, I wanna pour it into something. I mean, I've got some gold here, and it's about a little over 7 grams.
Okay. Is that the placer gold, or is that 24 karat, or what are we looking at there?
It's placer,
Okay, awesome.
so
Yeah,
don't
I
be
could
scared
I
of
could
black.
totally do that. I'll put it on film there and have everything put into the crucible and pour it out into a small button there. And if you want, I can even hammer that out into like a quarter or 50-cent size piece, and I can put probably I can either stamp something into it, or I can stamp on the back of it the Broke Stacker hallmark for you. Or what would you like?
No, that would be put your own little touch on it,
And
but
then you
that
would
would be
have the very
cool.
first gold poured piece from the Broke Stacker. I'd be down for that. Absolutely.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll see what we can figure out. That sounds like something I want to do.
Absolutely. It sounds fantastic.
Well, all right, you guys, thanks for coming. See us in about 3 weeks. The Broke and Humble Show, episode number 3. Thanks again, you guys. Appreciate everybody for being here. Um, yeah, have a great night.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. Till next time, keep stacking, stack 'em high.